Good afternoon, everyone. How are we? Thank you for joining me on this fine Thursday on Crafting Together with All Brands. I hope you're well. We will get started in a few minutes. We're going to be doing some card making today. So if you want to quickly grab yourself a drink or something like that, you crack on. That's absolutely fine. While I find us so I can see your comments. If you have any comments while we're crafting along, just put them on and I will do my best to see them and answer, okay? Because if there's anything specific you want to see, I do actually want to answer those questions for you. But like I say, we are going to be doing some card making. If that's not your jam and you're more of an art journal or something like that, please check out our YouTube channel. There is loads and loads on there. Oh no, I'm talking to myself. And that's just not good. Okay. Excuse me. So, like I say, we're going to do some card making today. I haven't done some card making in here in a while. But funnily enough, I've realised this week I haven't been doing much card making on lives at all. I've been doing it most for myself and on lives. I've been doing my MDF journal and art journaling and things like that. Wand? That was a combination of two words, which I'm not sure either of which were. But we'll carry on anyway. On Tuesday, on Try Out Tuesday that we have every week on the Bee Crafty channel here on Facebook, I was doing my live and I did card making then, and I can't lie, I thoroughly enjoyed myself card making on my live. I made this card here, quite a jazzy colouring number, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. That is on our Bee Crafty channel here on Facebook if you want to check that out, and it will also be going to our YouTube channel later on at some point. I've got a bit of a backlog with doing my YouTube uploads, but there are hundreds of videos there if you want to go and check them out. But like I say, I enjoyed myself that much. I thought, why not do a bit more card making today? Why not, indeed. So that's what we're going to do. And I have been inspired by another live this week. Sally from the fabulous Bee Crafty creative team did a live last night and she was using blues and browns. And I was like, why don't I use blues and browns more? So that's what I'm going to use. Okay? It's quite, you know, this is the thing. You see the lives, you get inspired. That's what we're here for. So what I've done is I thought I'll use the Dandedaisy. So I have quickly stamped, I did heat emboss as well to make sure I didn't smudge. A Dandedaisy, but we will colour that in together. Okay, I've got my art journaling essentials number 2 out because I think these work so well whether you're journaling, card making, anything like that. All right, and I have my card panel ready to go. All right, so like I said, I was very inspired by Sally's live last night. It was very much a, ooh, what a fab idea. All right, so we're going to be doing some smooshing, we're going to be doing some inkabling, we're going to be just having some fun, which is basically what it's all about. It's not actually the hokey cokey. All right, so I'm going to grab my blending mat and we're going to turn it over because it's got a different colour of ink on the other side from a project I was doing earlier. All right, yes, I should have cleaned it, but I didn't. So here we are. Hello, Kim. Oh, see, Sam's been doing a Bee Crafty deck. My card for the Bee Crafty deck this week is very different from all of my other ones. And I can't decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but go and check that out. All right. If you haven't heard of the Bee Crafty deck, we are spending 2024, and every week we're going to alter a playing card. There is loads of samples and examples in the album in the Bee Crafty Stamps group. So do go and check that out if you're looking for inspiration. Okay. So, actually, I'm going to grab another blue. I've got Blueprint Sketch, Gathered Twigs, but I think we'll also add in a touch of Mermaid Lagoon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you can mix these on your mat, but I'm going to do each one individually. So first of all, we're going to go in with a bit of Mermaid Lagoon. I'm actually being quite light with it, as you can see. I managed to get a fingerprint on my card and I literally have no idea how. But, you know, here we are. And we're going to mist that. And then we're going to get our card panel. We're going to put that on. and see what we've got. Ooh, nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry. And as we dry, I'm going to pick up some of these others because I like these sort of splatty marks, as it was. Obviously, we've got that fingerprint on there and a bit of pink something up there that's come from somewhere. We're not going to worry about that too much because we are only on our first set of layering. This is not time to worry about that sort of thing yet. We will undoubtedly be able to cover it up. Okay, so when I'm doing my smushing on my mat, for me, it's all about these little dots here. Yeah? They are just, they're life. Alright. I'm going to wipe that off there. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of my blueprint sketch. Again, we're going to miss. Now you see, I've put these in sort of 3 spots with gaps in between, okay? And that's because I'm gonna go on, we're gonna sort of leave a gap a little bit. I want where they speckle to be a little further apart. All right, and again we're gonna come in with our heat tool. I'm gonna dry this off. Pick up a little bit more. And get that drying as it's running. To get that really sort of fluid ink effect. Straight back on. Beautiful. I'm going to tap that droplet down a little, make it run. And then I'm going to give it one more little go into there to get these blues. Okay. And now I'm going to apply the ink the same way Sally was last night in her live. So instead of using on her blending mat, smushing onto her blending mat, which I love, and you can mix colours that way as well. So if you want to do all the colours together, get it really wet and smush it on, you absolutely can do that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to grab one of my Super Skinny Slims. Because I would kind of like the browns to work around the outside, but I still want that smooshing effect, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stripe on my Super Skinny Slim, okay? And then get my mini mister. Oh, Sally Holmes is here. See, I was telling you, Sally, that you were my inspiration. Yes, I was. Okay, and then I'm going to mist there. I'm going to flip. And it's sort of giving you that sort of tea-stained look. But by using your Super Skinny Slim instead of your mat, it means you can have more control over exactly where it goes. Okay, now I'm just going to lift that onto my heat-proof board to heat this, because I'm going to heat this quite thoroughly. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'll dry. Okay, and as you can see, I've got quite a lot of pooling here. Okay, so with that pooling, I'm going to tap. And that's going to give me a couple of lovely drip streaks. Now, obviously your Distress Oxide is water activated, and it'll still be water activated now. Okay, so if you are applying or doing lots of water techniques and you're going to go over this, you have to be prepared for the inks to move underneath. Now, there are a couple of things you can do, obviously, to stop that. You can have a quick go over with some matte medium, but again, that is still water, so it will be activated, or go over it with Distress Glaze. Okay, that will stop it moving. Okay, but for me, in this sort of technique especially, it all just kind of adds to it. So it's not something I fret about too much, but I just feel like I should actually tell you. All right, now look at that. Isn't it stunning? Now you can see why I was like, Sally's a genius. Why have I not been making lots more brown and bluey projects? Stunning. Page 3, stunning. Okay. I've had a little wipe of that. And then I'm going to go back to my blending mat, because it still has some blue on it, okay? So again, I'm going to do a little bit of bluing. I'm going to get a little bit of mist, because there's not a lot of mist left. All right. But this time, I'm going to pick up with my paintbrush. I'm going to add a few Mermaid Lagoon splats over the top. And again, it's just another layering up that colour. Okay. The Super Skinny Slims do not have any Super Skinny Slimming properties that they pass on to the creator they're currently working with. That is the voice of experience, my lovelies. So no, Sarah Lou. They're in no way a Make the Craft a Skinny product. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm just going to grab some more. I'm absolutely loving it. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side. It's not going to go far away because we have to colour in our flower. Alright. So I'm not going to worry about heat setting that again. It will dry perfectly fine whilst we're colouring our Dandedaisy. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 3 colours. Like I say, you can see I do this a lot with other colours. I'm going to get my 3 colours, and those are the colours we're going to use to paint our Dandedaisy. Okay. Because it's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to grab... Actually, I've still got my little paintbrush here from the other day. So I'm actually going to go in. As you can see, I've watered it quite down. So I'm going to go dark in around the edge. But I will also add a hint of this watered down blue, just to give it something else. Okay. Then for the petals, I'll probably go dark with the blueprint sketch, both at the base of the petal and at the edges. And then we'll go for the Mermaid Lagoon in the middle. I like using 3 colours, personally, because I think it's really good. It's a really good project if you're struggling with your mojo as well, to grab 3 colours and sort of just work with those, you know. Say, right, I'm going to make projects with these colours. Because I think a lot of the time, we almost have too many options. Do you know what I mean? there's two things we either have as crafters, either not enough stuff or too much. There is no middle ground, okay? So if you're just starting out, obviously, lots of us that have been crafting for a while are very lucky. We started collecting our distress oxides and we've been able to get them in increments. But obviously, if you come into it now, there's 72 colours. Where do you start? And answer that question, start with some you like. Pick a few you like and just go from there. You're going to want them all anyway. So you might as well just pick a few that really catch your eye to start with. So, so I think either you've got a few or you've got them all. And sometimes you don't know where to start. So I just sometimes think just grabbing 3 colours can just say, right, and those are what I'm going to work, those are the ones I'm going to work with today, can sort of take the pressure off your creativity in a way, because those are what you have. Alright, speaking of crafters that've got too much or not enough, here's Dawn. I see you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of this gather twigs, and I'm going to mix it a little with some blue, because it's quite a pale brown. Okay, so if we mix it in with some of that Mermaid Lagoon, you're going to get this lovely sort of sage green that we're going to go for on the leaves. Okay. And because of where those colours have mixed, this colour will be in that background somewhere. Okay. A little bit of the blue in some of the places there. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. And then you can always take a bit more of your blueprint sketch, for example, and just add in a little bit more. And the thing with colouring is, or you could use your eco lines, things like that. The thing with colouring is, it can take as long or as short a time you like. If you like to spend a lot of time on your colouring, okay, you can. I am just an impatient human. There we go. That being said, it's not that I don't want to spend time doing it, to be honest. I'll colour in for hours, but I just want a pile of stuff when I'm done. I want a pile of, you know, hang on. Right, sorry, the way I cut this, it'll only really fit on the card one way. You know, I will spend hours colouring. I just want a pile of coloured in things when I've finished. Does that make sense? Okay. So from here, we definitely need some blending, I feel. Do a little blending. All right, so what shall we blend with? Or which inkable? Does anyone have a preference? Do they have an inkable they haven't seen in a while and say, you should use that one, Beverly? Because that'll be rather nice. Or I've just bought that one. Use that one. Sarah Lou, I don't know what you meant to write, but I don't think you found coldness in your drawers. Funny. Bakewell. Well, I'm never going to have to be forced to get out my Bakewell, am I? For those of you that have not seen the Bakewell before, I have several Bakewells from the Big Ones selection. And I have two, because this is it clean. Okay, so this one has been relegated to only be used with texture paste. Okay, and this one is, I'm not allowed to use texture paste with it at all, ever. Because I've destroyed one. Don't tell Billy, he'll be very upset. For those of you that don't know, Billy is my dad, and he cuts he laser cuts all of our Inkables, and that's from the big ones to the Dinkables to the all of them basically. And he also cuts the Super Skinny Slims and all the MDF. Okay, so he gets very upset when I'm showing you the state of my poor assaulted Inkable big ones. Okay, so we're going to go in with a bit of Bakewell up here. Look, I mean, it's just beautiful. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more ink to my template here. And then I'm going to pray there's enough water left in my mini mister. Have I got another one here that's got water in it? I have a tub full of mini misters, but do any of them have water in? That one feels weightier. Oh, that one definitely does. Marvellous, marvellous. Okay. And then I'm going to mist on here. And then in the top corner, we're going to do grab my brayer, just because I think it just does an even pressure that I'm not necessarily capable of providing. I'm going to lift that off, and I'm just going to go over it with a bit of book paper to use later. I'm so excited when I find that. Okay. Ah! I could do a preview for tomorrow's. Oh, for the January savers. I could have. And I did actually think about it for 5 seconds, and then it went straight out of my brain again. Sorry. Okay. And one of my favourite things about using this technique, do you know I have so many favourite things? I do. And I'm not even fibbing. They're like all my favourite things. One of my favourite things about this technique is when you get the outline of the template, but a gap. I just think it's so fun. Such fun. If I was on Miranda, I would say such fun. Okay. And then from here, I did use these the other day in a similar way, but it looked fabulous, so I'm going to do it again. So make your peace with it. I'm going to put this flower there, I think, on the little righty right. Could put it in the middle, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to put it on the righty right, which means I'm going to do some pattern building behind it using the Journaling Essentials number 2. I'm not going to use the rounded one this time. I'm literally only going to use this one. All right. And it's really dirty, so I'm pressing it onto my Super Skinny Slim. Okay, question for those of you that have a selection of Super Skinny Slims. What is your most used Super Skinny Slim? Like Sam, I will say that today's January saver is I've actually put it on all the Slims, not just the Super Skinny bundle. But anyway, Sam loves her small ones. She uses the small ones quite a lot. Whereas this is it. This is where I live. Even if I'm using little stamps, I love this one. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to keep going until that's clean. You like the border Super Skin Slim. For those of you that don't know, that's that one. Great for doing borders or little bits. But yeah, this is just where I live. I don't know if it's because it's the original one or I don't know. I shouldn't pretend to know when I don't know. down there, push it across there, across here, just keep going. Might re-ink it a little bit. But you get such differences, and I was saying this again, like I said, I was saying this on Tuesday, you get such difference with your distress between blending, smooshing, stamping. All those different tones means you've just got such... It is like picking a favourite child, Sam. Because, you know, one day it's one and the next day it's another one. Or am I not supposed to say that? Okay, now I'm going to stop because I'm reaching that stage where I'm going to go too far and then Sam shouts at me and... Okay. So I do think this needs knocked back a little. So we're going to come in with some texture paste. Texture paste is not just for cards. I was saying for journaling and mixed media projects. I was saying this the other day. We're going to go with some dots, which is this week's prompt. If you're using the prompts for the Bee Crafty deck, it's add some dots. As crafters, I don't think we need any encouragement in that department because we love dots. Scrape that off lots, purely for economical purposes. Okay, and then I'm going to get my Posca and I'm going to add some faux stitching into my petals. Of course, you don't have to do this, or you could do them with a black pen. You could do them with a brown Pigma Micron might be nice, or even a dark blue Pigma Micron, actually. It's all very... Now, I will say, this Doodle Art flower cuts out really quick. They are great. But what is great about the Doodle Art is, if you haven't seen them before, is they do have those three... thing with all of our Doodle Art stamps, they're drawn with 3 lines. The outer's drawn with 3 lines. So if you want to add to that, you can. If you accidentally cut one off, it doesn't matter because there's another one. Say you're following the wrong line. It's all very relaxed in how it's drawn. I say that, they take me weeks. But you know, the style is relaxed. We'll go down the stem here. And we're going to go around the leaves. I'm actually going to go around the card as well. So, you know, if you want to check out at this point, or if you're catching up and you want to fast forward, I totally understand. That's fine. If you're here with me live, you can't fast forward. You know, you just have to stay with me. Or come back later. Either's fine, I understand. Okay? And that just gives it, I think it just helps set it out a little bit. Okay? Alright. So I'm just going to add in this white faux stitch. You could add in with your border stamps and go in with, again, with a blue or brown or black. Lots of the Doodle Art stamps have borders, so you can mix and match from another one. The grit paste dries ever so quick, so you don't need to, you know, if you've got other things you're doing, I really wouldn't worry about heat setting it. It's just get other stuff ready when you're doing it. There we go. I may go in and add some more in later, but who knows? Who knows? All right, so I'm actually going to put this onto the card blank before I stick the Dandedaisy on. I did have some more big embossing foams, but I don't know where they've gone. Just bear with me just a second. I'm hoping I can find. Oh, they'll do. I just wanted some slightly bigger 3D foam so that I'm not doing 350 small ones. You have to watch me try and get the back off. You know, nobody wants that. So I'm working on a 6x6 card. Because that's what I have most of at the minute. That's not true, actually. The thing I have most of, you know how I've been doing my craft room tidy up? Yeah, it's, let's just say it's fallen into disarray. But before it fell into disarray, the thing I quite obviously have most of is cream 8x8 cards. So if I do a lot more card making lives, they are going to be on cream 8x8, just to forewarn you. And I think that is really pretty. That's all, you know, you could just put a sentiment on that, couldn't you? I think it's lovely. Very impressive. Right. Now we need to put our flower on. So they're beautiful stamps. The Doodle Art specifically, because if so, I have to agree. I think in terms of easy to use, the Doodle Art are just, they're so easy to use. I don't know if it's just because of how they're drawn, there just isn't a lot of pressure with them or what it is. But yeah, they're sort of light-hearted and just fun. Okay, so now we need a sentiment. Now, I have been using a lot of the small sentiments at the minute, but I think I'm going to grab the small words here because they're so handy with all the different sizes. But I think I'm going to grab my wordage out and I'm going to have a little look. And I'm thinking maybe some of Sammy's mixed messages. Maybe. Or do I go with some ticker tapes? Ooh. That's very odd. In fairness, my stamps are. My stamps and my Inkables are. It's just literally everything else in this room is in complete disarray. I don't know. I'm kind of... liking in Mixed Messages number 2. The Dream It Do It, maybe. I've got some little bits of card here. Right, I'm going to try this and see what I think. Because if I don't like it, I won't keep it. It's kind of that simple. Do it now. In order, I actually find this makes the entire process quicker. I'm just going to quickly heat emboss it, because then I don't have to worry about smudging it. And for me, trust me, that does make it a lot quicker, because I'm not fussing around it. I used to think gold embossing powder, you know, was the best thing in the absolute world. But I now think I was wrong. I think clear embossing powder is the best thing in the world, because you can use it to basically secure all your stamping. Because, you know, if you're nervous any of your ink hasn't dried, I can't find my tweezers, I should get my heat board back. If you're nervous any of your stamping hasn't dried, just chuck some clear embossing powder on it and you're away. Because you don't have to be careful where it lands, really, because it's clear, so everything's fine. You know. So, clear embossing powder. Ruddy marvellous, basically. I think that might be the one, boys and girls. Excellent, excellent. Right, so, get some 3D foam on there. Into that gap that was perfectly created for it, obviously, all part of the plan. Oh, that fell down. And there we have it. It is fun making cards, isn't it? And I think the thing for me is I make cards like I make art journal pages. You know, it's still with the ink and the blending and all this sort of thing. So my art journaling pages could be cards. My cards could be art journal pages. It's very interchangeable. It just depends on what you're going to do with it afterwards, really. So like I say, if you would like to catch up with any of our videos on the Bee Crafty YouTube channel, you can head on over there. There is a link on the Bee Crafty Facebook page, and we are live on the Bee Crafty Facebook page every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And we are here in Crafting Together with All Brands, me or Sam, every Thursday. So thank you very much, everyone. Please be sure to check out the January savers and keep your eyes peeled for what's coming up at Bee Crafty very, very soon. All right then. Bye.